going on, Dallas Mavericks fans, MFFLs, and just NBA fans in general? This is the place to be. The Dallas Mavericks took down the Phoenix Suns last night. Final score: Dallas Mavericks 123, the Phoenix Suns 113. The Dallas Mavericks were facing off against Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. There was no Bradley Beal last night, still dealing with that hamstring injury. So the Dallas Mavericks are going to have to come in here and take care of business because it's a home game, and the Dallas Mavericks are still coming in off of the All-Star break on a 6-game win streak. This was a game you saw Luka Doncic handle his business. Kyrie Irving followed up right behind him, and the rest of the guys around him, the rest of the role players, just completely fit in where they were supposed to. Let's talk about this game a little bit. Check it out. I guess I will say. Let's check out this game a little bit. But it's exciting for the Dallas Mavericks now sitting on a 7-game win streak, and you're seeing that duo, that Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving duo, start to get a little bit more love from the national media. Also, when you're looking at role players like a Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington added to this team. Guys like Derek Lively, who again, to me, are the spearheads of what the success of this team, the ceiling can be, because what they're going to bring on the defensive end of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, I guess I'll say. Just adding in the rest of the role players, Josh Green, Tim Hardaway Jr. at certain points here and there. You're seeing Maxi Kleber. You're seeing these guys start to, form themselves into an actual contending team. And under my belief, I guess I'll say. And again, the national media is starting to show a little bit more love. We already know Luka Doncic should be firmly in the MVP conversation because he's been carrying the load. We've had so many injuries in this year, and I feel like that's a narrative that's not being talked about enough. If we're talking about, from national media, the guys that are pretty much in control of the votes for these MVP awards and just these overall awards in general, you're looking at the Dallas Mavericks have had so many injuries, but to still be floating around, only sitting 6.5 games out of first, and now moved up to the 6th seed, and I believe we're only 1 game behind the New Orleans Pelicans right now, who are in the 5th spot. So the Dallas Mavericks have a whole lot to still grab ahead of us, but like I said before, let's check out this game a little bit. This game, like I said, it was a pretty good game from the Mavericks. After the first half, I'll say, because the first half, the Dallas Mavericks were still trying to get themselves comfortable. As you could tell, this is still a work in progress. We're looking, I believe, this is the 4th, 5th game, something like that, since Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington have joined the team. So it's still a work in progress. PJ Washington, especially offensively, but Kevin Durant right here, that's a bucket. You can't let him get into his spots. Again, much easier said than done, because when Kevin Durant starts rolling, it's a wrap. Devin Booker right here, just a pull-up 3, no hesitation. Aggressive Devin Booker, that's one of those guys you do have to worry about. Devin Booker, I like to get on him a little bit. We talk about the jokes they kind of made around the Luka Doncic, whether he flops or not. I believe Devin Booker is right up there in that same mindset. We're talking about the flopping and using his whatever advantage he can gain in the game. But Devin Booker, when he's playing aggressively, he is one of the most dangerous players in the league. Look at Kyrie Irving right there with the nice jumper. Luka Doncic, that step back left to the left hand, that is as lethal as you can get in the NBA. Luka Doncic, you know what he's going to do, but you can't do anything about it. Derek Lively right here playing a little on the perimeter. Kevin Durant comes to help on Luka Doncic. Easy jam for Derek Lively. Kyrie Irving in transition right here. And look at the finish, just special. This kid is special. We tell this guy, it's not a kid, but we're talking about Kyrie Irving is just special, man. It's one of those games. Those games look just so effortless. Kevin Durant again with another knockdown jumper. We are in the mindset as Dallas Mavericks fans. I feel like I said, we should start getting real happy and real comfortable with where this team is starting to grow into. Tim Hardaway Jr. right there knocks down the jumper, but he didn't have the best game. But one thing you're going to say about Tim Hardaway Jr., some people get on him. Of course, it's like, is he stopping the momentum of the offense sometimes? I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr., he has his role. He is that microwave scorer. Sometimes he's going to come in and get you some big nights. Sometimes it's not going to work out. But Tim Hardaway Jr., to me, just the threat of him on the court is always dangerous. And Luka Doncic right here with the and one. He's starting to get it rolling in the first quarter. The Phoenix Suns take a nice lead and kind of have control of the whole first half for the most part until the Dallas Mavericks start to get themselves comfortable. But Luka Doncic last night with those 41 points he put up, it was necessary because he was kind of keeping us in that mix. And I will say going forward, again, this team is going to have to continue to rely on Luka Doncic just being that number one, obviously. But with just some of the other guys that we have around, PJ Washington hasn't even gotten started to roll yet offensively. So if he can get his game together, just more all around. But what he's bringing on the defensive end, PJ Washington, Kyrie Irving right here with the pull-up 3, just a bucket right there. Again, you can't say that enough. That's just the way to describe Kyrie Irving, a bucket. But PJ Washington, like I said, just a defensive presence. Kyrie Irving with another one. Mavericks take the lead 32-31 in the first quarter. Luka Doncic is loving it from the bench. PJ Washington, just a great addition to this team, just what he brings defensively. He's been a lockdown defender so far in his tenure with the Mavericks in these first games. His dad talks about pretty much how excited he is to have PJ Washington just be back at home, knowing he's from the Metroplex, the DFW Metroplex. He's happy to be back home and playing for a team where he's actually playing for something outside of hopefully more than just a play-in. So Kyrie Irving right here with the nice bucket. We're talking about just easy finishes. Once Kyrie Irving gets around the rim, and you're watching how small he is, it doesn't matter. Taking the contact right here with another bucket. Suns up 40-38. The Phoenix Suns, like I said, for the most part, they seem to have control of the first half overall, but the Dallas Mavericks did start to get comfortable in that first quarter, and also in the second quarter to wrap up right before halftime. Kevin Durant right here and one. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, PJ Washington, you can hustle, you can fight all you can, but Kevin Durant, when his shot is falling, kind of that same way we talk about Dirk Nowitzki. When the shot is just falling, there's nothing really you can do about it. Kevin Durant with another bucket right here. Luka Doncic controlling it. The Suns are right now up by 11, 54-43. Luka Doncic with the one-leg fadeaway. It is a game. That's a part of his game. And again, Luka Doncic is starting to work that middle range. When he's working the mid range, there's nothing he can do. We're talking about all across the board. He can put the ball in the hoop. Josh Green with the knockdown bucket right here. And I'm going to say Josh Green, Derrick Jones Jr., they play big. I'm going to say in the second quarter when the Mavericks are just trying to stay engaged. Luka Doncic with the and one bucket right here. Josh Green, Derrick Jones Jr., they had some nice buckets, some nice shots in that second quarter, I'll say, to keep the Mavericks just engaged, not letting the Phoenix Suns take over complete control of this game and just keeping it in the hands of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, but also just having those role players, like I said, be able to contribute and keep the game as close as they can. Luka Doncic right here with another and one. Just pretty much, was that Drew Eubanks, I think, for the Phoenix Suns, just using his best ability. Derrick Jones Jr. right here, knocked down three. Derrick Jones Jr., I believe, sitting 34%, 35% somewhere right now from the three-point line, which is very good for a player of his mindset. More of a defensive presence, just doing whatever he can to win, help lead to some wins. And Luka Doncic is starting to get it rolling at this point. And I believe this is the final score, 63-63 before halftime. 63-60. Now it's 63-63 in the third quarter. Luka Doncic with another three, a step back three. That's his bread and butter. Right here, right back out there to PJ Washington for the knockdown. Of course, Luka Doncic, the gravity he controls on the offensive side of the ball. As a defense, we're talking about the other team's defense. They have got to use be aware of what Luka Doncic is on the court at all times. And what does that do? Open up things for everybody else. And when this shot is falling right here, step back, falling away three. There's nothing you can do about a player. Get Luka Doncic his MVP award, and I'm going to say it now. Continue to win, and Luka Doncic should be the MVP of this team because obviously they're using the team record against them, although they're not caring about context, injuries. Luka Doncic pretty much being the main one out there for a lot of games this year, and also not having Derek Lively for a lot of games this year. The Dallas Mavericks still being in the mix to move up to potentially be a fourth or fifth seed. It speaks wonders to Luka Doncic's capabilities. Look at Devin Booker with the bucket. And right here, when Devin Booker starts rolling, like I said, there's not taking the physicality right there. I felt like he was kind of forcing the offensive contact a little bit, but gets the bucket and one. And right here, the up fake, I remember this like it was, oh man, right here. Devin Booker, like I said, when he is falling, I'm going to say Devin Booker to me is one of the best mid-range players in this entire league. That's like an automatic weapon for him when these games start. And Kyrie Irving, just continuing to keep that momentum rolling. The Phoenix Suns trying to keep it close. And sometimes you need your big-time players to just continue to take blow for blow. Maxi Kleber with some good defense right here. I believe, who is that? The finish around the bucket. But yeah, you're looking at Maxi Kleber. The offense, the defensive foul fell on Nurkic. Didn't call it right here. Another fast break transition bucket for Devin Booker. But the Mavericks do have a lead, 96-88 right now, 96-91 right now. Pretty much, like I said, we needed everything that Luka Doncic was bringing last night. As you see, let's run this back real quick. Real quick. If you're paying attention, you're seeing exactly how it goes. I'll let it go back to the next play. When you're watching the play, look how Luka Doncic waits on Kevin Durant to come help out on the defense a little bit. And then that opens up nothing but, I went back a little too far. Whatever, we'll be all right. You're going to see Luka Doncic wait for Kevin Durant to come help out a little bit more, and that opens up a lane for Maxi Kleber right here. The hesitation, wait, let it go. And the finish, good finish by Maxi Kleber. We're talking about, again, Luka Doncic just controlling the offense, not even just with the scoring, with the passing ability, the playmaking, and just the vision that he has, letting plays set themselves up. The Dallas Mavericks have a 102-93 lead right here. Luka Doncic with the nice hands. Luka Doncic with 4 steals in this game. Perfect, I guess you would say the perfect type player for what the Dallas Mavericks are going to need to reach all these main goals. Luka Doncic playing on both ends of the ball. That's kind of been, of course, the weakness. Josh Green right here. Luka Doncic with the nice cross-court pass. Josh Green with the bucket, with the finish, the three-point shot. You're looking at just seeing Luka Doncic. The narrative of that he's not a defensive player is starting to go away, and I hope it goes away for good, because one thing he is showing is that he can be more of an all-around player. I'm not going to call Luka Doncic a lockdown defender, but he's very capable of at least giving some guys a little bit of trouble in certain spots. Maxi Kleber had a nice three-point shot right there from there, and then all of a sudden, like I said, now you're seeing the Mavericks continue to just have control of this game. And this is one of those things you saw us coasting along. It's not 114 to 104. You know the Suns are going to keep firing. But one thing you saw this entire night, Kyrie Irving, when we needed a big bucket, he was there to help deliver it. He wasn't scared, which we already know. Kyrie Irving, he's not afraid of taking big shots. He's not afraid of taking clutch shots. He's not afraid of big moments in general. But just having Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving on the same team, man, if we can stay healthy, if we can get the rest of these role guys, again, to just completely master what their roles are going to be going to the postseason, people have no idea how dangerous this Mavericks team. I think the only guy here talking about that really nationally is like Tim Legler. I think he's kind of giving the Mavs some love, and he's been saying it since the trade acquisitions that were made. He felt like they were the perfect pieces for what this team specifically needs. And right here, Kyrie Irving right back to Luka and the bucket. The three, the score's 123 to 108. And right here, and then the Suns end up going down and getting a cheap 3, whatever, to make it a 10-point game. And that's going to be your final score. Dallas Mavericks 123, Phoenix Suns 113. The Dallas Mavericks took care of their business. Let's see where we go from here. Now, checking out the box score for the Dallas Mavericks last night, PJ Washington with a 12-point game, plus 11. Again, what he brought more so was just overall. In 31 minutes, 4 of 10 on field goals, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, but 6 rebounds, 2 offensively, and throwing in a steal, throwing in a block. Just a versatile player. And to me, I'm going to say he's a more beefed up, what I'll call Josh Green. Having Josh Green and PJ Washington in the lineup together is very dangerous for this team going forward. Looking at Luka Doncic, like I said, 41 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds, 3 steals. They gave him credit for 3 steals. I thought he had 4 last night, but 3 steals. And also, you're looking up and you're saying, what can Luka Doncic be? We're looking at a guy talking about 38 minutes, 14 of 27. That's shooting better than 50%. 6 of 11 on threes, better than 50% on threes. 7 of 7 on free throws. That is 100% in case you can't do math. We're looking at Kyrie Irving last night, 29 points, a plus 20. 36 minutes, 11 of 18 on field goals. I believe that was like 61% or something like that. So just efficient ball on three-point shot last night. Kyrie Irving, 5 of 8, 2 of 2 on the free throw line. This is going to be a team to keep an eye out on. I hope the rest of the NBA is paying, but especially the Western Conference is paying close attention. Tim Hardaway had 12 points off the bench, but just looking at what some of those other guys, and last night it was a kind of a sense, I'm going to say Maxi Kleber deserves a lot of love. 7 points in 26 minutes, nothing eye-popping from the scoring standard of an NBA player, but we're looking at what Maxi Kleber brings is just that defense. And we're talking about just the mentality. He's a great help defender. And what we're now starting to see is Maxi Kleber starting to be much healthier than he has been recently. So he's actually starting to be more, I'm just going to say, a valuable role player, kind of to what we got used to that Western Conference Finals run. Just being a very valuable weapon and a role player, because those are very needed. We're talking about teams that are hoping to be a playoff contending team. So Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, it wasn't one of their games where they were kind of taking over anything. You're looking at Derek Lively, I believe, this is his first start since returning from that injury, that broken nose, I believe, or something like that. 5 points in 16 minutes. It was nothing eye-popping, but he did have 2 blocks. Then you look at Daniel Gafford, who has a nice, huge block early in the game. 4 points in 17 minutes, 5 rebounds, and a block. Like I said, a nice block early on in the game. Again, one of those momentum plays that the Dallas Mavericks have become accustomed to since he and PJ Washington have joined the team. So the Dallas Mavericks continue to keep working, continue to keep grinding, and see where this thing ends up. Dallas Mavericks 123, Phoenix Suns 113. The Dallas Mavericks still, again, sitting one game only out of the 5th seed right now, moved up to the 6th, I think. And now with the win over the Phoenix Suns yesterday, we wrapped up the season series against that team. So the Dallas Mavericks are going to now be able to go face off against the Indiana Pacers on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. This is going 4 p.m. Central Time, excuse me. Former Rick Carlisle, I don't believe he's going to be on the sidelines for that game, but we're going to be able to see Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton, a guy who's starting to really emerge. And again, especially over this All-Star break, a lot of guys, like maybe the casual fan that hasn't seen too many Indiana Pacers games, starting to see some of the talent level of some of these other players like a Tyrese Halliburton. So the Mavericks are going to have to come in there ready because the Pacers are a fiery team. You have Miles Turner, a guy who's been linked to the Dallas Mavericks over the last few years. But obviously, we're a very healthy team right now. I want it to continue to remain that way. And also, we're starting to see maybe a guy like Dante Exum could be added back to the fold here shortly, hopefully, because that's going to do nothing but add to what we can do, because that's just that third ball handler, a guy to come out there and completely just be able to handle the offense, control the offense when Kyrie, Luka Doncic are not out there, or even when they are, again, just to give a different look. But the Dallas Mavericks are starting to grow themselves and build into a solid team, a solid overall team, I'll say, and maybe a team that could really contend for something by the time postseason rolls around, if we can continue to just stay out of that play in. So the Dallas Mavericks are, again, face off against the Indiana Pacers on Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Central. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys appreciated the content. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.